Is it working? Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the potentially of a brand new series with the very new released Kerbal Space Program. I've played this game like a really long time ago, and it was a lot of fun. But out of the suddenly, as the new update appeared, suddenly my passion for this game just came back, and I decided that if I'm going to play it, then I might as well. Oops, and it just crashed. Alright, we're back. I have no idea what just happened there, but hopefully it won't happen again. This game, like many others, is an early access game, but it's the kind of early access game that you can start playing and you can keep playing for a really long time, even though it's not finished. And especially if you add modding to it, you can really have the nicest experience ever. So, going forward, as you might remember, I'm going to go ahead and start a new career. I know a few basic stuff about this game, so I won't go ahead and use the training and all this stuff. But if you are new, then totally you should try and get this trainings and get them out of the way. It's because it's space science, or basically space physics and stuff like that. It's really hard. Or at the same time, I can totally recommend you watching Scott Manley channel. It's this guy is just absolutely badass at this game. So yeah, let me just go ahead, choose my name right over here, and we're going to start a new career. Career has been added like since the last version, I believe, but now they have updated it with a lot of new and great things. And I was just seeing, and they added way more logos over here. Look at that. I've been using this one, so I'm going to keep... oh no, the hexagon, that's the one that I've been using, so I'm going to keep that one. And a very new and interesting thing that has been added and I'm going to use is the new game difficulty. So you can now choose different difficulties for your career, including the option to completely customize it. It changes some of the general options, like allowing to revert flights and allowing quick loads and indestructible facilities. That's a new thing, you can actually destroy your facilities, which will make for an interesting game, even though I don't really want to do that, but hey. And also the starting fun, starting science, and the science rewards. And for the purpose of this what's it called game, I'm going to go ahead and start a new career on hard mode. So we might just end this series after just 3 episodes in bankruptcy and complete utter disappointment, but hey, let's hope that won't be the case. And let's start! Wow, I haven't played this game in such a long while. And here you are! Wow. It looks so awesome. So apart from the new things that have been added, well, this is the mission control where you can get like the contracts, and this guy is like really excited to give me like a new contract, but no thank you for now. We have the science over here, these are the funds, and this is the reputation, which changes a few things. And this is one of the new things for the version 0.25, like the new what's it called, strategy management thing. Basically you can exchange certain resources. For example, appreciation campaign, it takes 5% of the fund's income and deals more reputation, and also has a setup cost, and you can change the commitment and stuff like that. Or recovery transport feeding, it gives you more funds to the launch cost, but also the vehicle recovery factor increases. Aggressive negotiations. Well, I'm not going to go ahead to this first, but oh, patents licensing. So I guess these are for finances, these are for science, public relation. Yeah. We can certainly go and crazy with those. This is the research facility. We have like 0 science, but I wanted to just see new things. And now, from what I understand, we can also have to like individually unlock all of the parts, so not only research them but also unlock them one by one. But hey, how hard can rocket science be anyway? Let's get going. So for the beginning, I'll just start with some basic like science farming, which involves just having a command pod with a random Kerbal inside him, and yeah, we can use the regular Jebediah, Bill and Bob for now. and just launch it like that on the launch pad and on the runway and just collect nearby science. So pretty basic stuff, but it's good to get for the initial starting science. What I understand, this is where the cost is located and this is the total funds, so let's just go ahead. We don't even need to save that, this isn't a proper vehicle, but hey, it's a necessary step. And here we are, here is how you do science. You go ahead, you click, you do like crew reports, you record the crew assessment of the situation. On different occasion, it like changes the what's it called, the flavor text, and it's really awesome. And then we're going to EVA the our very awesome Kerbonaut Jebediah, and we're going to get an EVA report. I believe we can get one while flying, while flying like 2 steps over the shores. We could also transmit it, but we don't have any transmission capabilities over here. So we go in, we store the materials in, and then we go right back out. And we can go ahead and collect some science from the ground. I don't think the spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Well, yeah, we're still on Kerbin, are we? And also take a surface sample. The surface is charred and coated with burnt rocket propellant. Propellant, goddamn the pronunciation. There are also traces, amounts of a conspicuous green substance. Ooh, that will be very interesting for the guys in the lab. And once we get it, we can go ahead. I don't think we can go back in because, or maybe we can. Oh, we can store more data now. We have the EVA report, we have 2 EVA reports and a surface sample plus the crew report. Okay, that'll be good to go for now. And I believe if we can store more science now, we could also go ahead and grab more from the ground, from like the grass. Uh, this is a little bit hard to maneuver, but hey, this is how you maneuver a rocket with no, with a spaceship with no rockets and nothing else. But hey, it's good to go. Over here we can, let's see if we can do a new crew report. Oh, this will overwrite one, so we want to do that. But maybe we can, let's get the hatch up and get Jebediah once again out for a new EVA report. This is from the launch pad. No, this is, we already took that one. How about from over here? No, it's still from the launch pad. We would have to go a little bit further away to get to the grasslands. So I guess that won't be the case. Just board back in. There we go, and we can just click recover, or we can also return to the space center. Hey, this is a new button. Click recover vessel. We'll recover part of it, which will mean that we'll get some of the funds back. Not all of them, apparently. We recover 588 funds, and if you remember, it costed 600. So this is an important thing. Obviously, recovered the Jebediah, so our reputation remains intact. Because if you lose them, you lose reputation, and this is all the science that we gather, which is actually 60% of the science that we can possibly gather because we're playing on hard difficulty. Next, and done. And with the science, we can unlock new parts, the basic rocket parts. And let's see, research. And in order to research those, it costs actual funds. So this will cost a lot. Well, 50 is not really that much. And 160, I suppose we can go for this one, and also the copulator. What else can we do? With 9 science, pretty much nothing else. But hey, let's do the same thing for the runway. And in order to be faster, we're going to build the spaceship in the hangar, which will contain just the command pod. This is the space plane hangar, so you can build planes from here, and when you click launch, it will launch them on the runway. But for us, it won't be anything different than before. I know I'm talking a lot, but I have to fill this empty space with something. As with before, a crew report, reporting in the runway. Good thing there's not a lot of air traffic, because I don't think we ever got clearance from the tower to be here. Yep, and let's get Jebediah out once again. The flying over Caribbean shores is no longer useful because we already took the EVA report from there, but we can get it from the runway though. Man, I miss this game. Look at that. These guys are so funny to control. And the report from the runway, yeah, I know the spacesuit wasn't necessary. How about the surface sample? Appears to be very hard, like concrete. It might actually be concrete. Could be a very good surface to land at. Well, I suppose that's why it's called a runway, right? And if you guys see this, basically this is the amount of science that we get by transmitting it, which, as you can see, it's not all of it. So if you were like in space and wanted to transmit it, we'd lose some of it. This is the science that we get by recovering it, and this other small part is the science that would get like if we were to process it in the lab, which will be like way later on. But hey, I'm not going to complain, but I believe we can also go and maybe grab some science. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's store this science into the crew. There we go, store experiments. And then we can go and grab some science from the grasslands, and we can also speed up time. 4 times regular speed. Woohoo! Yeah, always fun. And we also have like jetpacks, but the carbon's gravitational pull is just too hard for practical usage of it. However, on other planets we can jump really hard from that one. And I know this might be a little bit dull, but hey, we really got to do that. So, AVA report from the Kerbal Space Center. As you can see, it's different now with that we're on the grassland. And surface sample from the Kerbal Space Center. This substance is what makes the scientists yell at us when we go into the labs without clearing our boots first. I suppose that's a pretty standard procedure, you know, you always have to clear your boots before you go into the space lab. You don't want a dirty carbonate in space, you know, all the dirt can fly around in 0 G and can be really hard to get rid of. I mean, uh, I I believe it's that how it works. So now we have a lot of stored data and the clue report, so we can go ahead, recover, and we'll have a lot of new and awesome things to work with. Actually, new and awesome science, not nothing else. We obviously recovered some funds. This time we recovered 600 from the parts. Oh, I believe it's because those are the two of them, and then this is the total amount. Maybe it's because I clicked one of them, or maybe something changed from last time. I don't know. So going forward with 23 science, we can research one more thing. All these are good and very important to get early on, but I certainly don't know which one would be better. I guess we'll go with survivability first because we definitely need a parachute. But we already have the MK16 parachute, but you know, more parachutes is never a bad thing. Oh, we can also click this part to purchase all of them at once, but we are really tight with funds, so now we're finally going to do our first proper mission, and our first launch at the launch pad. So for the first mission, you can use a crew pod, we can use different sort of... yeah, you can see you can now not use this because we haven't purchased it yet. We could use a rocket fuel booster, a solid fuel booster, I'm sorry. Additionally, we could use a liquid fuel engine. The difference between them is the fuel booster has like way more thrust compared to the liquid fuel engine, but you cannot shut down the engine, and you cannot change the throttle, and it's also less efficient like solid like fuel consumption wise, but for now it will be good enough. I don't believe we have any other parts we can work with apart from the parachute, so we're going to get that going. And we also have the mystery goo containment unit. That is really good. We can actually equip 2 of them, I believe. Wow, the funds really start getting kind of tight over here. This is the science compartment, so we can equip sciencey things that give you science. I know I'm not explaining it properly, but hey, look, just check it out at this unit. This unit was something one of our engineers came upon while dumpster diving, while researching an alternative application for existing technology. The sealed container, which appears to be filled with a strange-looking substance. We couldn't reach in or break the canister open, but watching how the goo behaves when subjected to different situations could be very educational. So you can pretty much get what I'm talking about here. We can install a communication device, but I don't think we'll transmit anything because we want to keep as much of the science as possible. And a very important thing that you don't want to forget when you go in the mission is like setting this into different what are well called different stages, because at that point those were put on the same stages, so when we would click spacebar, both the engine and the parachute would activate at the same time, and that's never a recipe for something good to happen, so we must set them on different stages. I believe it should be the other way around though. Hmm. And also, let's go ahead and actually get some contracts first before we actually launch. We'll need to get some contracts because we are really tight on funds. To get contracts, you go to the mission control section. So we have launch a new vessel. It gives you a advanced reward, some completion rewards, including what's it called, reputation and science. But there's also a failure cost. So I guess we can get set an altitude record of 5,000. That's pretty achievable for us. Escape the atmosphere and orbit the Kerbin. That'll be maybe for later on, maybe for the second mission, but we'll definitely do them. So now that we have those getting out of the way, we're ready to launch. Let's hope that our staging is set correctly and properly. This would be our first mission, and hope you guys really enjoy this series, because I really want to make a series out of this. And if this series will continue or not will be all dependent on you. Obviously, we will need to use the goo because we haven't used it in this part of the region, so the goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now. And now we're ready to launch, so this is why I equipped two of them. One will be for this place and one will be for the place where we will eventually reach. And in 3, 2, 1, lift off! So yeah, this is how we are going. Wow, look at those effects. We're going up, and we have completed our first contract. Woohoo! We're going up, we need to get to like 5,000 meters. I think that is pretty much achievable. We can do a crew report now that we are while flying over Caribbean shores. This is a new one because we are much higher up, and we set a new altitude record. Woohoo! And we are also overheating, which is always fine and handy. And we could also go like EVA and grab more science, but I really don't want to do that because we are still in Kerbal atmosphere, which means that things like air friction could really affect the way our Kerbinauts behave, and we could like really miss and dive to non-existence, and we can observe more goo. The goo jiggles and wobbles while the craft flies. That's always wonderful to find out. The new mission has been completed, and now we're falling towards a Kerbin, and we can activate the parachute, but it won't fully deploy unless we get to 500 meters. And unfortunately, we'll be over water, which is not a very good thing to happen. I should have like more properly uh, directed my vessel, but hey, it's just the first mission, so it will be good enough. The vessel would properly orient itself once the parachute like fully deploys, but for now it just wobbles around for no reason. And obviously on the M we can see the map, but it's not really useful right now because we haven't really tried to go to any other celestial object or not even go on a orbit or anything like that. It's just a basic launch just to get acquainted with this game and this new amazing update. So unfortunately we won't be able to plant a flag for our first successful launch, but we'll do that for the next successful launch, which will happen right after the first one. We'll do another one with the new with the liquid fuel engine, which will be more capable of controlling. Any moment now. 500 meters. This altitude level is like the sea altitude level. So if you are underground, then you might not have the same one. And this is like the view from inside the crew capsule. You would have to use like the radar altitude meter. And 500, we'll get there close, please don't break up. And there we are. Now we are basically falling at a very small speed. Well, not that small, 8 meters per second is still a kind of a speed actually. We're going to hit the water at about 8 meters per second, 8.5 maybe. And we could time accelerate a little bit, but the physical time acceleration really makes some weird stuff happen. We could like lose the parachute or have the ship break apart, so it's no problem. We can wait for the last 100 meters. We are falling with a pretty decent speed. I hope that we won't lose the ship entirely. If we lose the solid rocket booster, it won't be the end of the world, but We really need to keep the goo and the command pod. Hopefully, maybe, barely. Oh my god, it's really fast. Hey, hey! Whoa! Easy there. And that I consider that a pretty successful launch. Let me just go a little bit like this maybe, and I'll try and I would like to get Jebediah out and do like an EVA report over the water. EVA report. No, not right here. Easy there. This is new terrain for us. And of course the Kerbals can swim. This, if you thought that we were just going to die right now, you were wrong. But yeah, Kerbals can swim, and if you take a surface sample, you have taken a sample of water here. There are bits of vegetation, it is suggesting a strong likelihood that there is land nearby. What a surprise! And now we all just need to get back up somehow. Ever so gently. Oh, don't go over. Come on, board. Board, I said. There we go. So I have all the science and we can recover the vessel. Let's look at all the amazing science and money we got. As you see, the reputation got up. We recovered most of our well, we didn't recover the solid fuel, obviously, because we used it, but most of the components were recovered. We recovered the guy, and we increased our reputation by 13, which is awesome. And I don't know exactly what that does. And we got to 17 more science. Wonderful, and a lot of more fun. So let's see what we can get with these new things. Could definitely unlock more parts. We can definitely unlock different things. I unlocked like general rocketry. Stability could go well, but we don't have any more science. So let's see, what should we buy? Well, both are very expensive. Let's get survivability for now. And we'll get the other one next. And let's build one more rocket before we wrap out the episode. This rocket will have a new thing. It will be equipped with a very new and interesting liquid fuel engine. Now, for a liquid fuel engine, you'll have to remember to also put in the tank. The solid rocket booster has the fuel, the solid fuel inside of it, but for the liquid one, you have to put the liquid fuel tank in it. So we can actually put more fuel, no problem, like that, and the rocket over it. And obviously, we don't have to forget to like place them into different sections. And let's see, we could do something else now. Now I believe we have like the new stack decoupler, so we could put this place apart and we could put a stack decoupler here and place it like this. What will happen is that when we'll hit stage 1, so the rocket will fire the first stage, then when we'll hit stage 1, this will decouple. So we will only have this part left, so we won't have such a heavy rocket when falling down. This will also make a problem on how we'll recover it later on, but it doesn't really, it's not really that expensive, right? Like the fuel tanks and well, actually now that you mention it, it's quite costing a lot of money. Oh well, what could possibly go wrong, right? So let's start a new, launch out a new mission, and this will be like a mission where we can actually plant a flag and do things properly. And that sound is the sound of re-entry. Alright, it's a bit, I'm glad it's stable though. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. Lift off! And as you can see, we can change the throttle, we can go into different directions, and oh my god, just control it properly. This is, I believe, the LVT30 engine, which is definitely not the best, but also not the worst. It's the T45 has better thrust vectoring, from what I understand, but also it's also weaker. This one is stronger, but has less thrust vectoring. So you know, it depends on what you're looking for. I'm trying to like see a place where I can land this thing. I'm not trying to get like really far away, and it's a little bit takes a little bit time to get used to the controls from the third person view. And also there's a new full throttle option, the set one. There was a button to like cut the throttle on X, but now there's a new one to like go full throttle. And I don't really like where this is going. Oh, I just decouple it. Well, that's no problem. And we're going to land. We're going to land like really, really close to the space center. Which is always fine and dandy, you know? Yeah, that's nothing new. Now we have fully, our parachute fully deployed. Wow, look at that explosion. Well, we just look at the bits and fragments that came out of it. Anyway, that was good enough. And yeah, we're going down. We are definitely going down over here. We're just going to go ahead, land, and oh, what's that over there? I believe that looks interesting. It's not a dead pixel, is it? No, it's something there. I believe that's it. That's a monolith. The what's it called? The game developers, they really put a lot of Easter eggs inside the game, and monoliths are one of them. They're just like spread it across Kerbin, and it's a little bit really interesting if you manage to find all of them. Anyways, landing softly. We have like less speed this time since we have fewer components, but still 7 meters per second is quite some speed. And touchdown! So let's use the mystery goo. We are now in a new region, so as you can see, we're collecting more science now. We could transmit this science because it's, as you can see, the crew reports has full transmission rate, so we can click the transmit science and the command will extend and will transmit the science. Of course, that takes time. Electrical charge, and we don't have any batteries or anything, any solar panels, so that won't be recommended for the beginners. Let's get an EVA report going and a surface sample. You take a sample of soil. It's very muddy and sandy. There might be a body of water nearby. Well, what a surprise. And of course, as always, let's go ahead and plant the flag. That's one of the best things you can do in Kerbal Space Program. That is planting a flag. We'll go ahead, plant it right here. And we can add like some sort of flavor text to it. Let's see, like first successful launch. I probably like misspelled all of it, but never mind. It was actually the second launch. Successful launch. Did I just misspell successful twice? I don't know. I really need to go back to English courses. And there you have it. Also, before I go ahead, let me just like take a small, awesome like, hey, hey. You can see like once you get the jetpack on, he likes, hey, hey, I'm ready for action. We can get like a really awesome like print screen picture over here. Let's see if we can get like from a very good angle. He's getting really close to his face. Um, yeah, that's good to go. So yeah, that has been pretty much it. Let me just get back to the space pod, recover the mission, and we should be good for now. 19 science, recovered some parts, so definitely some money. We haven't recovered as much money as before, so the funds are really getting quite tight here. So yeah, maybe deleting that part wasn't the best idea. We could research more stuff, but as you can see, we no longer have money to unlock them. So we definitely need to go on more advanced mission. Hey, and the flag appears over here now. Wonderful, so we can fly to it and we can recover it. And we can also see it from like the tracking station. Like if we go and flags, it will appear over here. Yep, good to go. So yeah, this has been the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll definitely can't wait to go more in depth to it with the new financing, with the new. God damn, I forgot what they're called. Um, doesn't it have a name? Administration building. There you go. Hope you can get more deep with the administration building and contracts, and hope we won't get bankrupt by the second mission. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like and a favorite, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.